All right, this is the homework check for the 4th grade that is now working on the quarter 3 lessons. So we're going to get started. And we're going to start with the bottom first. Draw a picture to answer what is 1/4 of 12. Well, if we remember what we did yesterday, we were trying to find a half of 8, so they drew 8. So this time we need to draw 12. Okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. But we need to know what is 1/4 of 12. So we write it like this, 1/4 of 12. Now remember what we do with that word of. We change it to a multiplication sign. And we still need 12, but we need it in a fraction form. And 12 wholes, that would be 12 one-whole pieces, like a pizza that hasn't been cut yet. 12 one-whole pizzas, so 12 pizzas. All right, let's multiply across. 1 times 12 is 12. 4 times 1 is 4. So we actually have a division problem. This really is a division problem. You read it with the numerator first. You say 12. This line means divided by. And then you say 4 equals blank. Then we know we can read these problems backwards. We can say blank times 4 equals 12. Well, what times 4 equals 12? It's 3, isn't it? All right. So really, my picture would have worked out better if I had not done 2 rows of 6, but if I had done rows of 4. So I'm going to switch that real quick. I'm going to take these 4 and put them on a row on the bottom. I'll show you why in a minute. Come on, I need my big eraser. It has a mind of its own. I never know if I'm going to get a tiny one or a big one. Even if I tap the big one, I get a small one. It's nuts. Okay, so I'm going to put my other 4 down here. Now I still have 12, but now can you see the 4 parts? Yeah, and in each part, 1/4, that means one group here, has 3 holes in it, doesn't it? Because look, that's what it says. 12/4 equals 3 holes, and it sure does. That's pretty awesome. Okay, let's move along. Let's go all the way to the top. We get to do word form and expanded form. So we have to go super slow. We just read a section at a time. So let's start with just the 2. All right, so we say 2. Now look, there's a comma there. I kind of wrote over it, but see it? And that comma is the millions comma. So we have to say 2 and then million. Now since there's a comma there, we also have to put it after million. Now look, the next period, the thousands period, we just have zeros. So we can skip right over that and now read the units period. So we have 940. Now look how you spell 40, F-O-R-T-Y hyphen 7. In expanded form, we tell what each digit is worth. So let me kind of clear that out here. The 2 is in the millions place, so it's worth 2 million. Plus, we skip all the zeros. The 9 is worth 900. The 4 is worth 40. And the 7 is worth 7. So there's your expanded form. Find the sum, 82,694 plus 3,899. 4 and 9 is 13. 9 and 9 is 18, plus 1 is 19. Now 6 and 8 is 14, plus 1 is 15. And if I give the 1 to the 2, I've got 3 plus 3, which is 6, and 8 plus 0, which is 8. So we've got 86,593. All right, now let's move to the next one. Find the product. Factor times factor equals product. But we're going to break this second number down into 2 parts. The 6 is worth 60. The 3 is worth 3. And we're going to do 2 different multiplication problems. We're going to start with 447 times 60. And 447 times 3. And when we're done, we will add those 2 partial products, okay? Bring your 0 straight down. Pretend like it's not even there. 6 times 7 is 42. 6 times 4 is 24, plus 4 is 28. 6 times 4 again is 24, plus 2 is 26. So here's part of our answer. It's a partial answer. 7 times 3 is 21. 3 times 4 is 12, plus 2 is 14. 3 times 4 is 12 again, plus 1 is 13. Here's our other partial answer. Now we're going to put the partials together to get our full answer. And I'm attending to precision. I'm making sure I'm copying these numbers correctly, because every now and then I goof. 0 plus 1 is 1. 2 plus 4 is 6. 8 plus 3 is 11. 6 and 1 is 8. And 2 plus 0 is 2. I'm going to circle my final answer here so it's easy to see which one is the real answer, the final. 28,161. Miss Sharp baked 21 trays of cookies with 35 cookies on each tray. If she needs to bake 840 cookies, how many more trays will she need to make? So first, let's see how much she really has. Let's take the 35 times 21. We're going to break that apart into 35 times 20. 2 times 5 is 10. 2 times 3 is 6, plus 1 is 7. And 35 times 1, of course, is 35. So now we put those together, and we've got 735. That's how many she's baked so far, but we're not done, okay? She needs 840. So let's find the difference between these two. 840 minus the 735 she's already baked. 0 minus 5, can't do it. 10 minus 5 is 5. 3 minus 3 is 0. 8 minus 7 is 1. But it doesn't say how many more cookies does she need to make. It says how many trays. So each tray has 35 cookies. So if I've got 105 cookies, how many trays will that be? That means we need to take these 105 cookies and divide them among 35. So let's think about this for a second. If we try 2 sets of 35, that would get us up to 70, wouldn't it? So I'm wondering if 3 sets of 35 would work. So I'm going to come over here, kind of test this theory out. 3 times 5 is 15. 3 times 3 is 9, plus 1 is 10. Look at there. It is 3. That works out perfectly. And so our final answer is really 3 more trays of cookies. Do you guys know what I mean? All right, we are working on finding factors. And we've talked about like prime numbers, composite numbers, but when we say factors, we're going to think of multiplication facts. And you always start with 1 times 45, or whatever that number is. Then we try 2 times something. Would that equal 45? And if you'll look, it's an odd number. And if it's odd, you cannot divide it in half. That means by 2. So let's think, is there a 3 times something? I believe there is. I believe it's 15. 3 times 15 is 45. Is there 4 times something that would equal 45? Don't think so. Is there 5 times something? Yes, there is. 5 times 9 is 45. Is there a 6 times something? Nope. 7 times something? Nope. 8 times something? Nope. Which brings us back to 9. Now what we do, we list these in order from least to greatest. So we're going to make our list. 1, 3, 5, then around to here, okay, because we're keeping them in order. 9, 15, and finally 45. We just listed the factors of 45. Right, rewrite the improper fraction as a mixed number. So the trick for this is to remember that this middle line means divided by. So we're going to rewrite these, okay? We're going to start and say 8 divided by 3. So we're going to do a little division here. How many groups of 3 could we get out of 8? We could get 2, and 2 times 3 is 6. We have a difference of 2. So here's how it works. What you have as your whole number is what ends up on, it's your quotient. So we would write a big 2, okay? That's where that comes from. Your numerator comes from your remainder, And your denominator comes from your divisor. So 8/3 is equivalent to 2 2/3. Okay, now let's try this one. This one's going to be a little easier. 15 divided by 5. And we know, making groups of 5 out of 15, we can get 3. And 3 times 5 is 15. All right, and there's no remainder. There's 0. You can't say 3 0/5. You only get to say 3 wholes. So that's the same as saying 15 divided by 5 equals 3. Okay, let's move right along. I'm going to start with our adding mixed numbers. Starting with the fractions column, we've got 5 6 plus 3 6, and 5 plus 3 is 8. So that's 8 6, and 1 and 4 is 5. The problem is that we have an improper fraction here. That means we can pull another whole out of there. A whole would be 6 6, so we're going to pull that out of here, add another whole to our 5. So now we have 6 wholes, and if we just pulled out 6 6 out of the 8 6, that means we have 2 6 left over. However, that's not in simplest form. We can divide both of these in half. So look, let's go ahead and write our whole number again. Half of 2 is 1, and half of 6 is 3. So 6 1/3, that's a really bad 6. 6 1/3 is the best final answer. It's reduced. Okay, let's try our subtraction. You know, in subtraction, we may have to borrow. So 2/5, if that's all I've got, take away 3/5. I don't have enough fifths. So I'm going to take some from a whole. So we don't have 4 wholes anymore, we have 3. And in fifths, a whole is 5/5. We're going to add that to the 2/5 we already have. So now we have 7/5. So 7/5 take away 3/5. 7 take away 3 is 4. That leaves me with 4 of the fifths. And 3 minus 2 is 1. And this truly is the best way to say that, 1 4/5. Miss Rivera has a pack of pencils. 2/10 of the pencils are red, 4/10 are blue, and the rest are green. What fraction of the pencils are green? So what we want to do is to add up what we've got so far. We know 2/10 are red, plus the 4/10 are blue. Plus, we don't know how many are green, but that's supposed to equal 1 whole. So in tenths, that would be the same as 10/10, wouldn't it? All right, and I'm also, let's see, here we go. So let's do 2/10 plus 4/10, and what does that get us so far? 2 and 4 is 6, right? So now we've got 6/10 plus something is going to give us 10/10. What do we need this G to be? How many tenths would get us to 10? Well, the difference between 6 and 10 is 4. So greens are going to be 4/10. Okay? And that is it for this time.